Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about some things, about, self-awareness, how self-awareness is key into not making the same choices over and over and over and over again, and which will cause you to have these setbacks. For example, for me, I grew up in a broken home. To escape, I got married. I'm not saying I escaped from something so drastic, so horrible, but just getting out the home, living with somebody at a young age. I had to, move out. So what I did was I got married, young. I got married around 20 years old. And I was like, oh, white picket fence, family. Yes, I wanted those things. That's what society says to have. I went to school and they talked about marriage, they talked about the white picket fence, the dog, the this, the kids, and all that stuff like that. And do keep in mind, I always wanted that, even if they didn't talk about it, right? So I went through life. Well, I went through this marriage. The marriage only lasted like 2 years because, come to find out, he was a narcissist. Because what do narcissists usually do? They lure you in. They try to get into a relationship, have a baby with you real quick, to just basically disguise their devilish like ways. Literally, I know people throw the word narcissist around, but he was really a narcissist. My first child father. Really, just really a narcissist, abusive, verbally, emotionally, physically, and all that. So, got out of that marriage and, went through my dating phase and Then I got with my second child's father because I'm like, okay, let me try love again and let me do this thing again. And, let me go ahead, let me try aim for the marriage, aim for the love life, aim for the kids, aim for, just having that life. But come to find out, he wasn't ready, and the relationship was not prospering. It was all right in the beginning, but as soon as we moved in with each other, it just went downhill from there. And I'm just like, I'm tired of this because he wasn't ready for what I wanted, and I wasn't going to live the life that he expected me to live, and I didn't want to live like that. But so I realized being single, sometimes you have your urges as a woman. When we ovulate and we have these urges to, we have these urges. We crave someone because we're ovulating. We want that bond, we want that intimacy, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with wanting a relationship. But when you have a self-awareness, you know that you're ovulating. You know that you are almost about to be on your period. You know that you are, your hormones are changing. It's best to know thyself, because when you are ovulating as a woman, having signals of, I'm like, okay, it's time to make a baby. It's time to make a baby. It's time to, have a close bond with somebody. It's time to, get freaky, get nasty, whatever you want to call it. And if we have that self-awareness of our bodies, we can avoid a whole bunch of mess. For instance, I'm in this group. And this girl has said, she's like, oh, what is this? Why do I have baby fever all of a sudden? What does this mean spiritually? Blah, 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 blah. And I had asked her, because she said I just have baby fever and I really don't want to have no other kid, but I feel like this is a spiritual type of message. Like, maybe it's time for me to have a kid, and maybe it's time for me to look for a maid and all this stuff. So I had asked her, I said, are you on your period, or are you close to your period? And she commented back and she said, I am on my period. When I go through the same thing when I'm ovulating, or when I'm on my period, or when I'm close to my period, or when I'm on my period. Oh my gosh, the baby fever is so freaking real, y'all. And your hormones will trick your mind because your hormones, your period, your body is like giving a notification of, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. And it's not what you're supposed to be doing, because if you make that choice to go find someone because you're being desperate at that time, because you're ovulating, you're in your period, you think that it's time to mate, you think that it's time to have a baby, you think that it's time to... No, baby. Self-awareness is the best awareness. Because if you're not aware of what your body is doing, you tend to make the choices in your life that's going to have, when your hormones go back being normal, you realize what you've done. Oh my gosh, I done had a baby by this man. I thought this man truly loved me, and da-da-da-da-da. And you have to realize with men repeatedly do the same old, I'm not saying all men, but most men do the same old tactic over and over and over again. It's the oldest thing in ancient history. They will literally use sweet nothings, anything that will, especially if you're ovulating on your period, anything that will get your endorphins and dopamine and all that stuff rolling, and then you fall for it. Do all these gestures. Oh, he loves me. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. Let me tell you something. A wolf in sheep's clothing. A wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm not saying all men who do this are wolves. I'm just saying that a person who is genuine will remain doing these certain things to prove that he loves you. For a man who is being fake just to get something out of you, whether it be your time, your energy, your love, your attention, your money, your food in your house, a place to stay, maybe to have a baby with you, because there are some men out there who will want to trap you because they hate women. They don't want you to succeed in life. You have to be mindful of that. And I'm not trying to scare you, and I'm not trying to make you hate men or anything like that, but you have to be aware and stay conscious, because us women, we allow our emotions to get the best of us. And so a lot of men play on that. A lot of men play on that. You think that they're loving you and all this stuff, but really it's they're playing on your emotions. You're notifying them that you're desperate. You may be on your period, you're ovulating and all that stuff like that. You may even tell them that you're close to your period, or you're going and it gives them clue. Some men know women's bodies more than women know their bodies. And they know what to do with it. They know how to work it. So I'm like, okay, she's close to her period. Let me play on these emotions. Okay, let me try to get what I want out of this situation. So you have a baby by this man, and you get married to this man, blah 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 blah. And really, he was just there to build off of you, to build off your back. Really, but for my women, you have to have self-awareness, because that self-awareness will save you so much. I'm like, okay, I have baby fever right now. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a cat in heat right now. So what's my next thing to do? Relax and know that you just being a cat in heat. Okay? There are options. There are toys. If you can't use your toy, you just gonna have to let it bypass. Go work out. Go for a walk. Do something creative, because sexual energy is creative energy. Because think about it, spiritually, that's the reason why I say sexual energy is creative energy, because spiritually, when we're feeling that, it's time to birth something. It's time to create something. Maybe your body is trying to edge you and notify you to say, hey, it's time to get going with your creative projects. It's time to get going, beautify yourself, glam yourself. Go look in the mirror. You haven't put on makeup in a while, or in a few years. You haven't dressed up. Go in your closet and pick out some clothes and play dress up with yourself. Soothe your inner child. Play in your makeup. get out some clothes. It don't even matter if you're not going anywhere. Just dress up. Dress up. You can go out and put the baby in the stroller, go to the park. You got your makeup on. You don't have to wear no fancy dress. Just look set apart, okay? And then feel good. That's creative. That's you doing your creative project right there. What else can you do? You can, you know, if you're an artist, if you like to write, you like to paint, if you're having like these ideas of like to post poetry on social media, post your poetry on social media. Do some music, dance in the house, something. Instead of using this sexual energy to look for a mate. Do keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with having a mate. There's nothing wrong to seek a date and all this stuff like that. But you being aware of your body so you don't make certain mistakes in your life or become a single mom once again, or whatever like that. It's just being aware of your body, of your sexual energy. And once you're aware of your body, your sexual energy, you can see clearly who this individual, who's sitting in front of you at the dinner table or at the table when you're on a date. If you are control of yourself, if you are tapped into your body, I'm just close to my period. It ain't nothing. I'm just close to my period. So, but and then once you get that and you looking at this guy, you're just like, okay, he's cool, whatever like that. And then instead of like going off of your urges, you can actually really get to know them, whether if they're, you know, good or bad or whatever, right? So yeah, y'all, that's what I wanted to say. As women, just please know yourself. Practice on knowing yourself, please. Because look, men aren't just the horn dogs. We could be kitty cats in the streets too. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, y'all. I'm trying to think what else I have to say. I think that's it. That's all I have to say. So, you have a great day.